In this tutorial, I'll look at how to create a product reflection in Photoshop. For this example, I'm using an iPhone. You can use any product. Use your product in Photoshop. What we're going to want to do first is duplicate that layer. We can go Command J on Mac, or we can grab the layer and drag it into the layers icon, and that's going to duplicate that layer. I want to rename this layer Reflection. We're going to go to Edit, Transform, and we're going to go Flip Vertical. This is going to mirror this down now. With Command and T to select the reflection layer, we're going to want to drag this to the bottom of our iPhone. And you'll feel it snap to exactly where those two images meet. And you know it's perfectly placed. Press Enter. We're going to drag this layer behind the iPhone, so we remember that the iPhone is the original centerpiece, the reflection below. Now what we want to do is go down with the reflection layer selected and go Add Layer Mask. Select this icon here. You can have a white box to the right of your thumbnail. I'm going to go and select the gradient tool. We want to make sure we have all black selected and that the gradient is set to black to transparent fill, so completely zero. So as you can see, the opacity here is on 0, so it goes from black to nothing. Select OK. Zooming out and off the canvas, we're going to click, hold Shift, and we're just going to start to paint up towards the original phone, and this is going to feather out that duplicate layer. Once we're happy with how much it's been feathered, we're going to zoom out, grab the Move tool, make sure we're on the layer, and change the opacity down to about 40%. Above the reflection layer, we're going to go New Adjustment Layer, Hue Saturation. Using the clipping mask, this is going to pinpoint the effects to the layer below. So we have our reflection. We now want to saturate that layer. We want to make sure it's only affecting the layer below it. So click to add a clipping mask and drag the saturation to about -50. Once you let go, that's been applied. Back in the layers, we can see that now above our reflection layer. With our reflection layer selected, we're going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. We're going to add about 0.4 blur here, just to slightly distort the reflection to give it more of a natural look as if it's on the surface. We're going to select OK. Now we have our phone, we have our reflection, but there are some extra things we can do to really make this image stand out. So with the top layer selected, we're going to create a new layer, grab a brush, soft brush, make sure the hardness is at 0. We want to make sure the size is about the width of the product that you're using. For me, it's the iPhone. Make sure we have all black selected. And we're just going to click in the center of this phone to create, just so you can see this mark that I've created. It's a soft circle here. I'm going to click Command and T. I'm going to hold Shift, grab the top anchor, and we're going to squash this right down to create this surface shadow. Just before it's about closing, we're going to click Enter to apply that. I'm going to grab the Move tool and just bring this down just above where the two meet, where the original iPhone and the reflection meet each other. If we zoom in, we can see that this is just creating a subtle shadow on the surface of that iPhone, just so it looks more realistic, that it's sat on something that's creating a bit of shadow above it. And to finally make this product pop, this is the centerpiece, it's the center of attention. We want to make our products look as best as we can. We can go down to the back layer, the black layer, whatever color you have, create a new layer above that. Again, creating a soft brush. We want to go another 50% bigger than the size of the product. We can select all white for a highlight, or we can zoom in and select a color from our product. It might be a very light pink or a light blue, whatever color you go for the lightest color. Back in the brush, we're behind that now, we're above the base layer. I'm going to zoom out and we're just going to click right there. And this is creating a highlight behind the product, and it really sets the product off and allows the product to be the focal point of this image. We can zoom in, we can go to the opacity, bring that down to about 45-50%, not overpowering too much. And there we have it. We've taken what is a simple image of a product. If I just turn off the layers, we've got our simple product. We've created a background. We've added a reflection. We've created a shadow for the surface, and we've added a highlight to make it pop. In 5 minutes, we've taken simple steps to have a huge difference to our images, and you've now successfully learned how to create a reflection in Photoshop. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.